Minecraft 1.20 just came out. This has added new blocks and vanities that you can use to make some super cool ideas for your build. Cool pet bowls to realistic, beautiful designs you can add to your world. We'll be counting down some of the best Minecraft build hacks to take your builds to the next level. Starting with this really cool trick you can use to scare your friends. In previous versions of Minecraft, note blocks were cool and you could create some decent music. Some people even made some awesome songs. But in 1.20, you can now use note blocks to create the sounds of different mobs by placing their respective heads on a note block. Whoa. You can even take this further by making it redstone activated. This way, anytime your friend walks across your redstone trap, you'll scare them into thinking there's a creeper or another mob there. You could also prank your friends so many times and they'd never even know it. After all, tripwire traps would be almost undetectable and it would make them think twice about entering your base without permission. And something I find really cool is the new plant that was added with the sniffer. By placing it in the ground and keeping it cut down with shears, you can make a super cool looking turnip. You could even combine this with other plant build hacks to make it even cooler. Previously added in another version, end rods emit particles that let you do some super cool stuff. By planting the turnip in a green room and placing the end rods in a way that make it look like lights, you get a super aesthetic green room that you can add plants to. The plants can add to any build you create, but unfortunately, Minecraft has a pretty limited array of plants. However, by using bamboo, crafting fences, and using them like so, you can create a plant that isn't in Minecraft. Whether you just want a few corn crops or a super farm with every crop in it, you can finally add corn. The aesthetic is really nice. To make this even more realistic, you can make it look like some of your plants are rotting or dead. On top of a bamboo block, you place glow lichens to create a look that makes it look like the pumpkins are starting to rot. Speaking of bamboo, if you place a bamboo fence next to your other bamboo, you can make those look like they're starting to dry out. And if you fancy taking plants to the next level, you can create this marring arch with a lot of new blocks added in the recent update. By finding azalea leaves and collecting the various cherry wood blocks, you can build this arch. Combining it with some of Minecraft's older building blocks, and you can create an entrance with an aesthetic path. You can even add these really cool Chinese lanterns. By creating a frog light farm and using frog lights as a base, you can turn the OG Minecraft lantern layout into something that looks a lot more suited to the new blocks added to Minecraft. These lanterns could be put next to your farm, in front of doorways, and really anywhere you want. This way, you can turn that really boring torch layout you had before into a light show. But what about pets? Pets need some love and aesthetics too. You can make them a doggy bowl. To do this, you can make a hole, place a pot into the hole, and then put carpet over it. This will make it look like a good old-fashioned water. You can even get a little fancy with your pet aesthetic and add a doggy door for your pet. To do this, you will need to get a hanging sign and make an entryway for your pet. When you place the hanging sign in the gap, it makes a doggy door like this. And once you've given your pet some love, you can take the leftover hanging signs you have and throw it in your actual doorway. This will create a one-way door that you can use to get away from mobs. It can be super annoying to open and close doors when running, and all you have to do is place a sign and place another sign just under it. This will let you cross through while mobs cannot. And you can put another one-way door doing the same thing on the inside. Now, you'll no longer need to hurry to close the door before a mob gets inside and ruins everything for you. Campfires can be really cool to have in Minecraft. Using the various blocks the game has to offer, the aesthetic look can add a lot. You can even take this a step further by adding this meat spit above your campfire. To do this, place a fence on a plank like this on each side with a one-block gap. When you do that, you can add a cherry log in the middle and use chains to connect it. This makes it look really cool. Something else you can do is add end rods to make it look like a bone. Or, if you want a campfire site that looks pretty, you can use these tiki torches as a light source. And even use the path to make it look like the grass was stamped on. You could also add a swing to the tree right next to your campsite by building some logs out like this and adding chains down to the seat and placing a boat and create a swing that you can actually sit in. That way, you'll have a great overview of the campsite. And with the amount of pot designs Minecraft has made possible, you should still give the old pot designs a little bit of love. By collecting various plants and placing them in pots, you can decorate the inside of your house and take the aesthetic of the new blocks to the next level. If you place an azalea bush leaf above a dead bush in a pot, you can make a small bonsai tree. Or by placing a sea pickle into a pot, you create a small cactus. Or if that's not your style and you want something more showy, you can make a palm tree using the pots. Now you can get a little slice of Florida in your life. Kind of. There are a lot of super expensive floors in Minecraft. It could be super easy to hide all your stuff in your ender chest. If you're looking to take your Minecraft aesthetic to the next level, you create a special vault for just your items. By getting gold, pots, item frames, and barrels, you can create an extremely aesthetic looking vault. You can even add raw gold chunks, and even contrasting blocks like deep slate. This way, the next time you go to your vault in your single player world, you won't be bothered by some boring looking chest area. You could even expand on this to make some cool ideas. By adding this super cool looking gong as the centerpiece to your vault room, you create an even better aesthetic that you can pair with bamboo, fences, corn, or even tiki torches. To make this, you can place a bunch of pots to use as pillars, build an arch to hang the gong from, and use bamboo as the gong head. If you really want to, you could even go as far as adding these wine kegs in your vault. However, we won't be storing wine there at all. What we'll be storing is the extremely valuable resources. But what about your garden area? We need to make that look cool too. By creating this vine-covered garden fence, you can completely transform the way your farms look. Of course, you can't forget to make various different plant boxes either. So for this, we'll use bamboo to make a cool looking bamboo box. You could even make a few different types of this depending on your aesthetic. Speaking of bamboo, you can't forget this super cool bridge. By getting bamboo wraps and trapping them in a line between all these fences, you make a pretty convenient bamboo bridge. And one of my favorite block types added to Minecraft is the cherry wood block. There are so many different things you can build with these. Some of these are so insane that it's unreal. Starting with the cherry blossom seed. By getting cherry blossom slabs, signs, and finding a cozy place to put it, you can create this really cool chair looking thing. By adding pots to the mix, you can even add a few overarching pieces with the gong. If you want to expand on this, you can even make this cherry blossom nether portal. It's so beautiful and turns your boring old obsidian portal into this beautiful cherry blossom nether portal. That way when you leave the ugly nether, you get home to this beautiful cherry blossom based home. However, if there's just one thing this area is missing, it's gotta be pets. So to solve this, you can craft hanging signs of the type you want and add them to various builds around your world. That way parrots will fly to them and perch whenever they'd like. By allowing these birds to roam and perch, you can make your once lowly build into a habitat for these birds. This will bring life to your build, and these animals are only one of many aspects that you can use to completely enhance them. By adding various plant combinations, you can increase the lushness of your builds. This pot can be used to put a smaller pot into it, and putting cherry blossom saplings into it makes it look like a little cherry blossom tree. This is really cool for indoor decoration, and one of my favorites. And if you're a cherry wood enthusiast like me, then you'll love this next one. By using a little bit of quartz, a wither skull, and cherry wood trapdoors, you can create this really cool flamingo decoration. Whether you use it as a yard decoration or your new best friend, it's going to look really cool regardless where it goes. Like this cactus, which you can make by using bamboo blocks. Make sure you farm enough bamboo to add this to your desert layout. You can even visit an amethyst geode and find some crystals to add its little flowers. Unlike actual cactus blocks, this one doesn't hurt you. Huge plus if you ask me. But like all plants, water is a necessity. So why not add a water spout to your build? The super simple pot and wood layout makes it look like you're pouring water out of a spout by adding cyan glass. You can even add one to your mineshaft area to make things super aesthetic. And that mineshaft can be transformed too. By digging out a rough area and placing hanging signs around it, you can make an excavation site. And if you ever get tired of mining and want a place to chill, you can place 2 hanging signs and a couple of trapdoors to make a cool looking picnic table. You can even change the type of wood you use to fit the biome you want. But what about indoors? You need to decorate inside too. Well, by adding the new chiseled bookshelves, you can create your own custom bookshelf design. In previous updates, you can only use the same bookshelf. Now that you can place a bunch of books into bookshelves however you want, you can create a lot of different combinations that look absolutely stunning. The only downside is that you're going to need a lot of leather because each individual book placed into the shelf has to be crafted. But on the bright side, you can even make a place to read that's super cozy by using the lights and cherry wood builds from before. You can even make your own custom floors. Similar to how textures on terracotta would change based on how you place them, same applies for bamboo. So if you have a specific combination you like, you can try it here. Combining this with the lighting hacks and plant aesthetics, you can get a cozy modern look, or a surreal Japanese-esque type look going. And you can even make the outside look amazing. However, if you want an older looking build layout, you should hit up your wheat farm. After you replant all of your seeds, you can take the wheat and head over to the mangrove swamp and farm a bunch of mud. Using the wheat and the mud, you can make mud bricks. With these, you can build a house and use bamboo as the roof. But don't forget to find sniffer eggs in the ocean. If you place the egg on moss, it will actually speed up the time it takes to hatch. And this little guy can help you find a bunch of the seeds used in planting. Some of these are extremely pretty, and you can add them to your build to spice it up. And don't forget to combine this with the tips from earlier for an absolutely insane greenhouse. And if you enjoyed these tips, make sure you subscribe. It helps a ton, and click on the video on screen now. There are many more rare and amazing ideas that you probably never knew.